Hi everybody, it's Christopher and welcome to Life's Not Over, It Just Looks Different on YouTube. As we come to the end of October, we are also coming to the end of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, a month where disability serving agencies promote the idea of hiring people with disabilities to companies who are looking to fill vacancies within their organizations or to companies who are looking to expand their operations. And as part of this Disability Employment Awareness Month, I thought I would also take this opportunity to address a question that I've had come up a fair number of times in the last 6 months, it seems. I've been asked in the past as well, but a lot more in the last 6 months when I've been out in public and people see me with my white cane, we get into a conversation, and at some point, if the subject of my sight loss comes up, a question that I've had quite often is, does the government support you well? And in my case, the answer is no. I am not on any government social assistance programs to help people with disabilities. Those programs do exist in my province and in every other province across the country, but I don't tap into those programs. My personal choice. Now, there are a couple of things that I do benefit from as a person with a disability. One of those things is the disability tax credit, which is a federal tax credit that I can use at income tax time that helps to save me a little bit of money. And then because I qualify for the disability tax credit, I'm also able to open up an RDSP, a Registered Disability Savings Plan, which if you've seen some of my other videos talking about the RDSP, you know how much that program means to me and how important I think it is for people with disabilities in Canada. Other than my eyesight, I am very physically fit, I feel fantastic, I can do a lot of things, so I want to get out and work. So I apply to jobs and go to interviews and do all those things. In fact, I left my role at CNIB a few months ago because I wanted to go out and take on other adventures. I felt it was time for a change. So I applied for a few different roles, had a couple of interviews, had one phone call where a lady actually asked me if I had a driver's license. And when I said, no, I don't have a driver's license, I'm legally blind, she almost ended the call right there. But I asked her, why was a driver's license so important to this job? And she said, well, you will have to go to different locations for the job. And I said, well, why not Uber or a taxi or something like that? And she said, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Let me think about that and I'll call you tomorrow. She didn't call. I did find a job just recently. It started 2 weeks ago and it's going really, really well. I had a conversation during the interview process about the accommodations that I would need. So right from day one, the IT team has been absolutely fantastic at trying to get the accessibility just right for me. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but we're getting there. And once it's all in place, I'm going to be as capable as all of my coworkers, because all I need is a little bit of accommodation for some magnification on my screen to help me see it better. And then I can do spreadsheets, I can do proprietary software, I can do emails and phone calls and all of those things that everybody else has to do. I'm just going to do them just a little bit differently. And so it's not a lot of accommodation needs that I had to have in place in order to be able to do this job. And the reason I bring this up is because a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a segment on CBC News The National where they were talking in sort of a roundtable format with a couple people who were job seekers, but also people who were employers, about the tough job market right now and how employers in certain industries are having a really hard time filling vacancies, to the point where they're even booking interviews and then the people are just not showing up to those interviews. I think this is where this National Disability Employment Awareness Month really comes into play. And in fact, it should go well beyond this month, that if employers are looking to hire for vacancies in their team or they're looking to expand their team, do take a look at people with disabilities, because with a few modifications, they could be rock star employees. And you won't know that until we start tapping into that. There are lots of things that we can do with a few modifications to make it very usable for people with disabilities. And let's be honest, I mean, in my case, I'm not going to be a bus driver or a pilot. Believe me, that's safer for all of us. But when it's computer-related work or telephone work, customer service, all that kind of stuff, I can knock it out of the park. So I really think that it's time for employers well past this month. I appreciate that there's a month dedicated to promoting the idea of hiring people with disabilities. But for all employers out there, if you have trouble filling vacancies in your team, take a look at some of this untapped talent that is out there in the world of people with disabilities, because you just might be surprised. That's everything I wanted to share in today's video. I want to thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who watches these videos, who has clicked like down below or subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for doing so. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.